1,600 elephants. That's the pressure at the bottom of the ocean, where scientists just filmed a fish swimming casually, 8,336 meters down in the Mariana Trench. A creature that should be crushed into paste by the weight of nearly 2 kilometers of water above it, just chilling like it owns the place. Here's the question this video will answer. Why does everything we know about where life can exist keep getting proven wrong by what's hiding in Earth's largest unexplored habitat? The deep ocean, covering more than half our planet, is rewriting biology itself. Stick around, you won't believe what lives there. Let me blow your mind first. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about 95% of Earth's oceans. We've sent rovers to crawl across Martian deserts. We've mapped distant galaxies billions of light years away. We've photographed Pluto in exquisite detail. But the deep sea? Less than 5% explored. More people have stood on Mount Everest than have visited the ocean's deepest point. The surface ocean looks familiar, almost comforting. Sunlight penetrates 100 meters deep, powering massive plankton blooms that feed shrimp, which feed fish, which feed everything from coral reefs to 100-ton blue whales. It's a food chain we understand completely. But here's where it gets interesting. Drop exactly 200 meters straight down. That's 2 American football fields stacked end to end, and sunlight begins to struggle. Then it weakens. Then it dies completely. This is where everything changes. This is where the ocean stops being our planet and becomes something else entirely. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. 200 to 1,000 meters deep. Sunlight? Just a faint blue memory. Photosynthesis? Completely impossible. No plants, no algae, no green energy at all. So how does life survive down here? The answer is something called marine snow. A constant, slow-motion blizzard of dead plankton, fecal pellets, shed crustacean skins, and microscopic organic waste drifting down from the sunlit world above. To our eyes, it looks like nothing at all. To the creatures living in perpetual twilight, it is literally everything. It is their entire food supply. First survival strategy: glass bodies. The glass squid drifts through this half-dark world with organs so transparent they're barely visible, a living ghost suspended in fading blue. Take it further with the glass octopus, nearly completely invisible except for its 2 dark eyes staring out. Why evolve glass-like transparency? Scientists have 2 main theories. 1. Perfect camouflage in a world of fading light where predators struggle to see outlines. 2. Energy conservation. Why waste precious calories building and maintaining pigments when food rations are measured in micrograms? But not every creature chooses invisibility. Some declare war on darkness itself. Enter bioluminescence, living animals producing their own light through chemical reactions inside their bodies. We're talking flashing dots racing through the gloom, rolling waves of blue-green fire tracing along fish sides, entire jellyfish bodies pulsing like paper lanterns floating through the night. To us, it's dazzling. Down here, it's survival. The absolute genius of deep-sea evolution: counterillumination. Here's the problem. Even in the Twilight Zone, faint surface light still reaches down. Any predator looking up sees a dark silhouette against that glow, like spotting someone standing in front of a window at night. The solution evolution invented is almost too perfect to believe. Certain animals evolved rows of light-producing organs called photophores lining their bellies. These organs don't just glow. They precisely tune their brightness to exactly match the faint down-welling light from above. Result, their silhouette vanishes completely. They match the background light so perfectly, they become invisible. They use light to disappear into light. But wait, there's something even more clever. Meet the bloody bellycomb jelly. It produces bioluminescence, yes, but its body is deep crimson red. At these depths, red wavelengths never penetrate. Red objects appear perfectly black. So this jelly's red body becomes a living darkroom, completely concealing the bioluminescent prey glowing inside its translucent stomach. Its own flesh functions as the perfect blackout curtain for stolen light. But here's the spectacle that will permanently change how you see this planet. Every single night, as darkness falls on the surface above, billions upon billions of creatures stir in the Twilight Zone. Lanternfish by the trillions, squid, jellies, shrimp. An entire living army, hundreds of meters tall, begins a coordinated rise toward the surface to feed under cover of darkness. At dawn, they sink back down, vanishing into the gloom. This is the WWII vertical migration. In terms of sheer biomass moved daily, the largest animal migration on planet Earth. Bigger than every wildebeest herd that ever stampeded across the Serengeti. Bigger than every caribou migration. Bigger than every locust swarm in history. And we didn't even discover it until World War II. Naval sonar operators detected something bizarre. A false seafloor. A dense reflective layer deep in the water column that mysteriously rose every evening and sank every morning. For months, nobody could explain it. It wasn't the actual ocean floor at all. It was life. An invisible empire executing the greatest synchronized movement in natural history, discovered entirely by accident, during wartime by people who weren't even looking for it. That story alone should be a film. The Twilight Zone? That was just the entry point. Below 1,000 meters, the rules of biology you've understood your entire life stop applying. If you're watching this and thinking, I genuinely never learned any of this in school, subscribe, because neither did I, and every week we fix that together. Now, the Midnight Zone. Past 1,000 meters, absolute darkness. Temperatures just above freezing. Pressure 800 times greater than at the surface, enough to crush a steel oil drum like a soda can. Consider the dragonfish. Most deep-sea creatures produce blue or green bioluminescence, colors that travel well through water. But the dragonfish produces red light. Here's why that's genius. Virtually every other creature down here is blind to red wavelengths. Red simply doesn't exist in their world, which means the dragonfish has invented a private hunting spotlight. It illuminates prey with a color its targets literally cannot perceive. And its own eyes? Specifically evolved to detect this secret red spectrum. It has weaponized a wavelength of light that, for every other animal in the darkness, does not exist. Then there are ultra-black fish with skin so efficient at absorbing light, it reflects less than 0.5% of what hits it. Even when submarine spotlights sweep directly across them, they practically vanish, dark shapes inside darkness itself. But nothing in the deep ocean prepares you for the anglerfish. The female is nightmare fuel, a massive, cavernous mouth lined with transparent needle teeth, a bioluminescent lure dangling from her forehead like fishing bait. But the real insanity is reproduction. The male anglerfish hatches tiny, weak, and blind, with one biological purpose: find a female in the infinite dark ocean. When he succeeds, he doesn't court her. He bites her flank and begins fusing. His lips merge with her skin. His circulatory system connects to hers. Over weeks, his eyes dissolve, his organs atrophy, his brain simplifies, until he is no longer a separate animal, just a permanent sperm factory grafted onto her body, nourished by her blood for the rest of his life. One female can carry 6, 8, even more males permanently attached across her body. Pause on that for a moment, because evolution didn't create this as horror. It created it as a perfect answer to an impossible problem. In a world of infinite blackness, finding a mate at all is nearly statistically impossible. The anglerfish didn't evolve something monstrous. It evolved something ruthlessly, brilliantly efficient. The horror is a human interpretation. Down there, it's just survival mathematics. Whale falls represent the deep-sea lottery jackpot. When a whale carcass sinks to these depths, it becomes an oasis, sustaining entire ecosystems for decades. First come the sharks and hagfish stripping flesh. Then specialized bone-eating worms called osedacs drill directly into the skeleton, feeding on lipids locked inside the bones. A single whale carcass births, sustains, and collapses an entire civilization of species over the span of a century. One death feeds a world. The next video in this series goes inside an actual whale fall. The footage will change how you see death itself. But first, we go deeper. 4,000 meters down, you reach the Abyssal Plain. Here's a fact that reframes everything you know about Earth. These mudflats cover more than half Earth's total surface area. More territory than every forest, grassland, mountain range, and desert combined. The single largest habitat on our planet, and we know almost nothing about it. Imagine endless flat mud, constant 4 degrees Celsius. Food arrives only by the milligram, drifting down from the world above. You'd expect evolution to give up here. Instead, it went in the opposite direction completely. Giant isopods, distant cousins of pillbugs, grow puppy-sized down here. Amphipods, normally smaller than rice grains, reach human hand length. The colossal squid, among the largest invertebrates ever, prowls these depths. Deep-sea gigantism. With glacial metabolisms and centuries to grow, life becomes monstrous simply by having the time. The Greenland shark descending to abyssal depths is potentially 400+ years old, born before the invention of the steam engine, swimming these same waters while Galileo was alive, while Shakespeare was still writing. Even the vampire squid, despite the name, not a predator or blood drinker at all, extends long, sticky filaments to harvest marine snow particles. It thrives in oxygen-starved waters, thanks to blood with the highest oxygen affinity of any cephalopod. Evolution's answer to extreme scarcity isn't always size. Sometimes it's quiet, perfect efficiency. And beneath all of it, beneath every giant, every ghost, every single handful of abyssal mud, contains millions of unknown microbial species, organisms we cannot even culture in a laboratory, silent nutrient cyclers sustaining the entire ocean food web from below. A microbial engine keeping Earth's chemistry balanced, and we are only beginning to understand what it does. Now, descend into the trenches, the Hadal Zone, 6,000 to nearly 11,000 meters, named after Hades, the Greek underworld, and the name earns every letter. Drop Mount Everest into the Mariana Trench, Earth's deepest point, and its summit sits more than 2 kilometers underwater. Conditions crush titanium submersibles. Pressure exceeds 1,000 atmospheres, and yet snailfish were filmed thriving at 8,336 meters, the 2023 depth record. Gelatinous, translucent, lacking rigid bones. Their cells contain specialized molecules preventing protein collapse under bone-shattering pressure. They are biological proof that life does not ask permission before existing somewhere. Along trench walls, hydrothermal vents spew superheated chemical soup from Earth's interior. Hydrogen sulfide, methane, dissolved metals. Here, life doesn't need sunlight at all. Microbes eat chemicals directly. Chemosynthesis powers tube worms 2 meters long, giant clams, blind crabs. Entire ecosystems running on geology, not on sunlight, not on biology as we defined it. Something older and stranger than anything Darwin could have imagined. Here is where the story reaches beyond our planet. Amphipods swarming these trench floors, Earth's deepest creatures in Earth's most remote habitat, contain plastic microfibers. Human pollution from synthetic clothing, packaging, and industrial waste has sunk through the entire water column to reach the literal basement of the world, 11 kilometers down. The most isolated place on Earth, and we have already left our fingerprints on it. But the same 2025 research that uncovered this also found something that changes the ending of that story. Deep-sea microbes that consume plastic polymers changes the ending of that story. Deep-sea microbes that consume plastic polymers. Enzymes evolved over millions of years in Earth's most extreme environment might provide our most powerful tool for reversing the contamination we've caused at the surface. The abyss created the problem's solution before we even fully understood the problem. And now consider what that means beyond Earth. If life thrives in Earth's deepest chemical darkness, cut off from sunlight, surviving on pure chemistry under impossible pressure, what does that say about Jupiter's moon Europa? Its subsurface ocean kept warm by tidal heating, sitting in total darkness. Saturn's moon Enceladus venting water plumes that suggest active hydrothermal systems below its ice. The Hadal Zone isn't just Earth's basement. It is our most powerful scientific argument that life is not the exception in this universe. It may be the rule. Here's the current reality. 80% of Earth's oceans remain completely unexplored. Every single research dive returns species new to science. In 2024, a glowing sea slug was discovered in the Midnight Zone, with what researchers called a starry pattern across its back. A creature that swam through Earth's oceans for millions of years, completely unseen by human eyes, until an ROV drifted through the right patch of darkness at the right moment in time. 3 massive unsolved mysteries remain open. Why does deep-sea gigantism appear across such wildly unrelated species? What single environmental pressure produces the same answer in creatures that share almost no biology? Why are 75% of deep-sea animals bioluminescent? And how did they independently evolve such complex chemical lighting systems without sharing evolutionary history? And how did ultra-black skin, absorbing 99.5% of all light, evolve separately in unrelated fish lineages, as if darkness itself wrote the same solution in completely different genetic languages? These aren't rhetorical questions. They are active research frontiers. Problems that real scientists are working on right now, with technology that barely existed a decade ago. We are explorers standing at the edge of the largest wilderness on our own planet. Every dive is a first contact. Every specimen is a new chapter in a book we've barely opened the cover of. The fish at 8,336 meters, thriving under the weight of 1,600 elephants, doesn't know it's rewriting what we thought was possible. It's just living in the dark, as it has for millions of years, long before we had the technology to suspect it existed. What does it mean that the most alien environment we've ever found life in is here, on Earth, beneath our feet, beneath our ships, beneath everything we thought we understood? Subscribe to join me next week. We're going inside actual whale fall footage and into the full story of the plastic-eating microbes and what scientists are doing to harness them right now. And leave a comment with this. Which creature from this video changed how you think about what life actually is? I read every one, because this conversation is just getting started. See you in the abyss.